Did you know there's a list of foods the government doesn't want you to have? Imagine a world without black beans, buckwheat, or even seaweed. It's not just about taste, it's about control of your choices, your health, and your wallet. From heirloom vegetables to pasture-raised eggs, these nutrient-packed foods are being quietly pushed out of the spotlight. But why? And who's pulling the strings? Stick around, because today we're uncovering 12 foods the government doesn't want you to have. Grab your shopping list. This might just change how you eat forever. Let's dive in. Move over, wheat. There's a cooler cousin in town. Buckwheat isn't even a grain. It's a seed with a secret identity as a pseudo-cereal. Packed with protein, fiber, and heart-loving antioxidants, it's like the superhero of superfoods. But guess what? The government seems to have a grain bias and prefers pushing boring corn and soy. Why? Big agriculture loves profits, and buckwheat's low yields make it a party pooper in monoculture farming. So next time you see buckwheat in a store, grab it. You might just be saving a superhero from extinction. Cue dramatic music. What did the black beans say to the government? Why are you so mean? Black beans are nutritional powerhouses, full of protein, fiber, and iron, but they're sidelined like the unpopular kid at the agricultural dance. Monoculture farming swoops in with corn and soy, leaving these nutrient-packed gems in the dust. Plus, processed food giants aren't exactly shouting, "Eat your beans," because they don't fit into sugary snack bars. So let's give black beans the spotlight they deserve. Bonus, they're the only black thing in your pantry that's good for your heart. Barley is like the nerdy kid with the 4.0 GPA. It's nutritious, versatile, and lowers cholesterol, but no one wants to hang out with it. Unlike corn and wheat, barley didn't get the VIP invite to the government subsidy party. Instead, it's stuck in the corner used mostly for beer and livestock feed. Meanwhile, monoculture farming calls barley too much work because it's harder to process. But hey, it's healthy. So swap your sad white bread for some barley soup and say, "Take that, processed food lobby." Nutritional yeast, or nooch to its friends, is the secret weapon of vegans and cheese lovers alike. It's got a cheesy, umami flavor and is packed with B vitamins and protein. Think of it as the nerdy kid who's also the star quarterback, brains and brawn. But apparently the dairy industry sees nooch as a threat to their cheesy empire. With lobbying and regulations making it harder to produce and market, nooch is like a rebel without a cause. Plus, it's fortified with synthetic nutrients, adding layers of complexity that scare off smaller producers. So next time you sprinkle this golden dust on your popcorn or pasta, give it a wink and whisper, "Stay strong, little guy. We're rooting for you." Fresh herbs like basil, parsley, and cilantro are the aromatic rock stars of the culinary world. But big agriculture is not amused by your herb garden dreams. Why? Because when you grow your own, you're not buying their overpriced, shrink-wrapped bunches. To keep control, they've slapped regulations on seeds, imported herbs, and even home gardening resources. They're basically saying, don't be a rebel, buy the basil. Add in patented herb strains that don't reseed, and it's like a dystopian garden where nothing grows twice. So plant your own herbs, dodge their herby shenanigans, and season your food with freedom. Take that, Big Basil. What came first, the chicken or the big ag lobby? Pasture-raised eggs are the gold standard, packed with omega-3s and vitamins, laid by happy hens living their best lives. But factory farms are throwing shade, insisting their cheaper, mass-produced eggs are just as good. Spoiler, they're not. The government piles regulations on small pasture farms, making it expensive to produce these nutrient-rich gems. Meanwhile, misleading labels like cage-free confuse shoppers into buying eggs from hens that barely stretch a wing. Don't be fooled. Support pasture-raised eggs and give those free-roaming chickens a reason to cluck with joy. Heirloom vegetables are like nature's time capsules, delivering flavor and resilience passed down through generations. But modern agriculture treats them like old flip phones, obsolete. Big seed corporations push genetically modified crops, leaving heirlooms with zero subsidies and a hard time surviving in today's market. Add to that the fact that supermarkets prefer picture-perfect veggies with longer shelf lives. And heirlooms are sidelined like the quirky kid who doesn't fit in. But let's face it, those misshapen tomatoes and funky carrots taste way better. So grow your own heirlooms or hunt them down at farmers markets. They might not look Instagram ready, but your taste buds will thank you. Raw nuts are the quiet overachievers of the snack world, packed with healthy fats, protein, and nutrients. But their unprocessed charm doesn't fit the processed food agenda. Enter Big Food, who's all about roasting, salting, and sugar-coating these gems. Why? Because processed nuts have higher profit margins and longer shelf lives. Meanwhile, raw nuts face stricter regulations for import and quality control, as if they're plotting something nefarious. Spoiler, they're not. Here's the nutty truth. Processed varieties often lose nutrients in the roasting process and gain unhealthy extras like added oils or sodium. Yet the grocery store shelves scream, "Try me, I'm salty and fun," while raw nuts sit in the shadows like introverted geniuses. Add lobbying from snack giants, and raw nuts face a tough fight. The next time you're tempted by a bag of honey-roasted almonds, think twice. Opt for the raw, unassuming version instead. They're not flashy, but they're the real deal. After all, raw nuts are literally the ultimate brain food. Crack open a few and enjoy the simple, unprocessed goodness. You'll feel healthier and smarter, all while giving Big Snack the metaphorical finger. Nut rebellion, anyone? Grass-fed beef is like the yoga instructor of the meat world. Lean, natural, and full of zen-inducing omega-3s. Unlike its grain-fed cousin, this beef comes from cows munching on pasture, not factory-farmed corn. But here's the beef. It's under constant attack from Big Ag. Why? Because grass-fed cattle take more time and land to raise, and that doesn't sit well with profit-hungry factory farms. Thanks to government subsidies, cheap corn and soy make grain-fed beef absurdly affordable, while grass-fed beef struggles to compete. Even worse, sneaky labeling tricks like natural or free range confuse consumers into thinking they're buying the real deal when they're not. It's like buying a Gucci bag only to realize it's a knockoff. Add aggressive marketing campaigns from the grain-fed lobby, and grass-fed beef gets pushed into the luxury item corner of the market. But don't let the higher price scare you off. Grass-fed beef supports sustainable farming and offers real health benefits. So next time you're at the butcher counter, splurge a little. Your body, the planet, and those happy grazing cows will thank you. Seaweed is the mermaid of superfoods. Mysterious, nutrient-packed, and straight from the ocean. Rich in iodine, antioxidants, and vitamins, it's a health powerhouse. But its rising popularity has ruffled feathers on land. Big agriculture sees seaweed as a threat to their grain and protein empire, so they've launched a seaweed smear campaign, literally. Environmental regulations are suddenly concerned about over-harvesting, while trade barriers jack up seaweed prices. Lobbyists argue about heavy metals in seaweed, conveniently ignoring its proven benefits. Add costly certifications and small producers are left floundering while corporate giants dominate. Why the drama? Seaweed's potential as a sustainable protein source has the meat and dairy industries nervous. Imagine swapping a steak for a seaweed burger. Cue existential crisis in the boardrooms of Big Ag. But don't let their scare tactics fool you. Seaweed is versatile, delicious, and eco-friendly. Sprinkle some on your salad, toss it into your soup, or snack on seaweed chips. Let's show Big Ag that the ocean is more than just a salty backdrop. It's a treasure chest of nutrition. Raw milk is like the rebel of the dairy world, unpasteurized, unprocessed, and packed with probiotics and enzymes. Fans swear by its creamy texture and health benefits, but regulators are like overprotective parents, saying, "No, it's too dangerous." Meanwhile, pasteurized milk gets a free pass, even though it's stripped of many nutrients during processing. The government argues that raw milk can carry harmful bacteria, but here's the twist. When produced responsibly, it's perfectly safe. Small farmers are willing to follow strict hygiene practices, but Big Dairy doesn't want you to know that. Why? Because raw milk threatens their pasteurized monopoly. They've lobbied for outright bans or ridiculous red tape, making it hard for small producers to thrive. Despite the crackdown, raw milk has a loyal fan base. It's sold in underground markets, yes, really, or disguised as pet milk to skirt off the rules. So if you ever get a chance to try raw milk, savor it. It's a creamy rebellion in a glass, a throwback to simpler times before big dairy took over the fridge. Just remember to support small farmers. They're the real MVPs keeping this liquid gold alive. Sorghum is the underdog of grains, gluten-free, nutrient-packed, and drought-resistant. It's like the superhero we need for a climate-challenged future. But instead of rolling out the red carpet, the government and big ag have put it on the sidelines. Why? Because sorghum doesn't fit into their corn and soy monoculture party. Despite being a staple in Africa and Asia, sorghum gets little love in the West. It's not subsidized like corn or wheat, and it's harder to process, making it less attractive for mass production. Plus, its versatility, flour, syrup, and popped grains doesn't align with the cookie-cutter processed food industry. They'd rather sell you sugary corn syrup than nutrient-rich sorghum syrup. But don't sleep on sorghum. It's a gluten-free alternative to wheat, making it perfect for celiacs and health-conscious folks. Use it in porridge, bread, or even as a popcorn alternative. Supporting sorghum means championing biodiversity and sustainability. So grab a bag of sorghum, make some cookies, and show Big Ag that this resilient grain isn't going anywhere. It's time for sorghum to shine. Thanks for watching. Now that you know what's really happening with your groceries, it's time to take action. Support local farmers, buy nutrient-rich foods, and stay informed about what's on your plate. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video to help others discover the truth. Subscribe to our channel for more eye-opening content and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Together, we can make smarter, healthier choices. See you in the next video.